Friends, I think I just had a little snafu as I tried to go live and it totally failed on me. So I'm not sure what happened there. But hello, welcome to my daily live video. So today and tomorrow, I wanted to talk a little bit about the idea of working with friends. And this is a pretty new idea for me because over the last decade, I've spent a large amount of my time just working by myself or functionally by myself. So what I've been doing for work, I mean, I've kind of oscillated. I used to teach piano lessons in person, but I've been running some online business or other for about a decade. I mean, back in the day, it was a food blog, which no longer exists, is totally defunct. I never made any money from it. And over the last 5 years, I've run Piano TV, which is, I create YouTube videos and courses and stuff like that. I also do a lot of writing. So the occupations, I practice music, I write music. These tend to be really solo ventures. So I spend a lot of my days, or at least I have been spending a lot of my days totally like by myself, just like me in my own space. So this year in 2020, it seemed to line up kind of nicely with COVID, actually. But I've been thinking about ways that I could work with other people more, not even in a direct way, not even, but I'll talk about that tomorrow in the next video, how I've also been doing that, but more working with people just like alongside other people. So one thing I started doing last year before COVID was working in co-work spaces. And this was super, super fun. So there's a local co-work space that's open concept. So I would just drop in for the day and, pay my fee and just like have a workspace. They'd have like private booths if I wanted to have one-on-one calls with people. They had like big tables, they had couches, they had a kitchen. It was absolutely fabulous and I loved working there. Even though I was working by myself, I felt like I was a part of some kind of community with a bunch of other entrepreneurs. It was absolutely wonderful. And then a little further down the line, I actually ended up renting out my own private office when I started teaching people one-on-one via distance correspondence. So when I shifted my piano studio from being in person to being all done online, that was something I explored. And it was also a co-work space, but it was a co-work space where I had like my own private office where I could hunker down my keyboard. Now, 2020, things have changed quite a bit. So, I haven't been going to the co-work spaces. But what some of my friends and so I do have friends who work from home, who do various things. I have friends who run online businesses. I have friends, I have a friend who's an author, and even friends who are in totally other like different fields, things like being in law practice and stuff like that. A lot of people I know are working from home now. And one thing that we started doing is just kind of fun. It's not an original idea, by the way, but it's something that we call work cycling, or we do work cycles together. And this comes from, you should look up ultra working because the original concept is really cool. But a work cycle, as defined by ultra working, is basically like working in specific increments with and then taking a break and doing that with other people. The way we've adapted it is we've said, hey, we're going to show up every day from this time to this time. We're just going to drop in, like someone has I have an open Zoom channel or like a room. I have a Zoom room that anyone can just drop into if they have the link. So I don't even need to be there. My friends can just pop in there if they want. But the way we've been doing it is from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. my time. There's, it's like a drop-in window. People can, like my friends can drop in and work. And I don't know who's going to show up on a daily basis. Sometimes there's only a couple of us. Sometimes there's like 5 or 6 of us. It just depends on who wants to work that day. But what we do at the beginning of the session is we just quickly say, we take a minute or two to describe what project we're working on. And then after 2 hours, we check in and say like, hey, this is what I accomplished. This is what I didn't accomplish. And the remaining 2 hours in between of working is essentially just like us working quietly, but being on Zoom with each other. So I kind of forget that they're there sometimes when I get in my flow, when I'm doing some work. I'm actually on a work cycle right now as I film this. I have like my Zoom channel open right now because it's in that 6 to 8 a.m. window for me. So, or 6 to 9. I guess sometimes we're pretty flexible with it. I mean, sometimes we meet later in the day too. But I think there's 7 or 8 of us who have like our own little private like WhatsApp group just mentioning, hey, we're going to drop in the work cycle today. So I just wanted to share this with you because I found it seems like such a simple idea, but it's been super, super fun. And it's like the sole reason that I've been waking up at 6 a.m. lately. Otherwise, I would just sleep in. Like, I get kind of grumpy in the morning. I'm not like a super big morning person. Usually, my daughter wakes up somewhere between 6:30 and 7 in the morning. So I find that little bit of extra time, and like I get an hour of work done almost no matter what in the morning just because I'm waking up early and because I have the accountability of my friends getting together in a group to do this. So if you've been working from home because of COVID and you have other friends who are working from home, I highly, highly encourage you guys to give this a try because it's really fun. Every now and then we'll break out into like an impromptu chat session, kind of like I imagine what it must like to be in an office if you're, grabbing a coffee and there's some people in the kitchen or something like that, and you just strike up like a 10-minute conversation. It kind of ends up being like that. And it makes my days feel so much more social, even though I'm still getting work done and I'm not really socializing aside from like the beginning and an end. It just makes work seem a little bit more communal. And I feel very productive in these sessions as well. So I feel like in the 2 or 3 hour blocks that we work together, maybe sometimes even 4 hours will go, I get a lot more done than if I was just kind of on my own because I'm less inclined to procrastinate. I promised to do something at the beginning of the session, so I'm like, okay, I better actually follow through and do this. I'd hate to pop on at the end of a work cycle and be like, hey guys, yeah, I totally just like napped and scrolled the internet and did not do anything. So it's a really fun thing. I encourage you guys to share your own. I'm curious too, like what your work situations are like. I know a lot of people are working from home. Is this even something like are you working from home right now? Feel free to let me know in the comments if this is something that would even be like relevant to you, but also let me know if it's something you're interested in trying for yourself and how it goes. I mean, it's really as simple as just starting like a group, like a WhatsApp group with your friends with the idea, or even like a Facebook group or whatever channels that you tend to use. So let me know. I've been really enjoying it. And then tomorrow I'll check in as well and talk a little bit about my experience working with friends this year. Because that's, again, pretty new to me. It's a lot of fun. So thanks for checking in. I'll talk to you guys later.